Okay, so are you ready to dive into a cartoon classic that's anything but childish? You know, Hey Arnold? I mean, we all have those memories, right?
Absolutely.
Of that football-headed fourth grader.
Yeah.
But we're going way beyond just the nostalgia today.
Right.
We're gonna unpack why the show still resonates all these years later. And it's not just the catchy theme song.
You're so right. It's so much deeper than that. It's actually amazing how Hey Arnold was able to use humor and these relatable characters, but to explore honestly some really complex themes.
Totally.
We're talking urban life, social issues, those super awkward growing up moments we've all been through.
Totally. When I was a kid watching it, I don't think I really thought about how unique the setting was. But Hillwood, Arnold City, it's more than just a backdrop, you know?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, when you look at it closely, Hillwood is this incredibly detailed picture of city life. And it's cool because it's actually inspired by real places.
Yeah.
Like Seattle, Portland, even a little bit of Brooklyn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and you can see that in the architecture, the way the neighborhood feels.
Totally.
It all just feels really authentic.
It's like the creator, Craig Bartlett.
Yeah.
He took little pieces of these cities that we all know, at least have seen.
Right.
And kind of blended it all together to make something that seems familiar, but is totally unique.
Yeah.
And speaking of unique, can we talk about just how many characters there are in this show?
Oh my gosh, right. Hey Arnold was not afraid to give every character their little moment to shine in the spotlight.
Totally.
It wasn't just about Arnold's story. It was about this whole community.
It's you're not just getting Arnold and Gerald's perspective. You're seeing life in Hillwood through all these different eyes. You know, the Pigeon Man, Stoop Kid, even the grumpy guy at the comic book store. It's just amazing. Every episode kind of builds out the world a bit more.
Totally. It's each character, even the really quirky ones, has their own story.
Yeah.
And by putting all those stories together, Hey Arnold really created this really believable and relatable picture of life in the city.
Yeah, and that realism wasn't just in the setting and the characters, right?
Right.
Even something as simple as Arnold's voice changing as the show went on.
Yeah.
That also added to how real it felt.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
It's something people don't always notice, but it shows you how much the show's creators wanted it to feel real.
Yeah.
Because they used child actors.
Oh, yeah.
Their voices actually matured with the characters.
Oh, wow.
So you really get this genuine sense of time moving forward.
You know, I remember when I was a kid, it kind of threw me off at first.
Yeah.
You don't really think about actors getting older when you're a kid, right?
Right.
But looking back, it just makes those characters feel so much more real.
Absolutely.
It's we, the audience, were growing up right alongside them.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it adds this whole other layer of feeling nostalgic when you watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Hearing those voices change, it just takes you back to when you were a kid.
Yeah.
You remember where you were in your life when you first heard Arnold's voice get deeper? It's really powerful.
So, speaking of nostalgic and maybe a little awkward, we've got to talk about Helga Pataki and her not-so-secret crush on Arnold.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about wearing your heart on your sleeve or maybe, hiding it in your locker shrine.
Right. Helga is such a fascinating character, right?
Oh, yeah.
She's tough. She's a self-proclaimed bully. But underneath it all, she's actually really vulnerable. Mm-hmm. And let's just say it, she's got it bad for Arnold.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Yeah.
And it's that, willingness to just go there with those feelings, those complicated emotions.
Totally.
That's what really makes Hey Arnold different from so many other cartoons.
Oh, absolutely. It's you have this show with a super catchy theme song and a football-headed main character, but it doesn't shy away from some pretty heavy stuff.
Exactly. Hey Arnold wasn't afraid to show you what city life was really like, the good and the bad.
There's this one episode, Arnold's Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
That always gets me. I mean, it's a Christmas special, so you'd think it'd be all happy and stuff.
Yeah.
But it actually tells this really sad story about a man who's looking for his daughter.
You're so right.
Really sad.
That episode it shows you how much depth the show has.
Oh.
It's it makes you feel things.
Yeah.
It tugs at your heartstrings.
For sure.
But it also subtly brings in these themes of family and loss and what the holidays are really all about. It's such good storytelling.
It really is. And it's not just that episode, right? There are so many that deal with poverty, gentrification, even things like addiction.
Yeah.
And it's still a kid's show.
I know. And that's what's so genius about Hey Arnold. It never tried to preach or talk down to the audience. It just showed you these complicated issues in a way that kids could understand, and that actually made you think.
Yeah, it's true. There'd be these episodes dealing with serious stuff.
Totally.
But they never felt like a bummer or anything.
Yeah.
They always found that balance of those more serious themes with the humor and the heart, and in the end, there was always hope.
Exactly. And speaking of finding that balance,
yeah,
we can't forget about the big mystery that had everyone talking. What happened to Arnold's parents?
Oh my gosh, right. It's like the creators were dropping little hints all over the place. Like that map, those postcards from his parents.
Yeah, yeah.
They always kind of hinted at where they might be, but they never told us the whole story.
Right. And that brings us to the Jungle movie, which finally came out after years and years of waiting.
Talk about keeping people in suspense. Fans waited over a decade for answers.
I know.
And let me tell you, the Jungle movie did not disappoint.
It really didn't. It gave us the answers that we wanted about that mystery with Arnold's parents.
Totally.
But it still felt like the original show, you know?
Absolutely. It was like a thank you to all of us who loved the show.
Yeah.
Like they were saying, hey, we hear you and you deserve this ending.
And while the Jungle movie did answer our questions, it also got people thinking about what else could happen.
You mean like those reboot rumors?
Yeah. The internet, blew up when those started.
I bet everyone was talking about it.
It was huge.
So, what if Hey Arnold came back?
Oh, wow.
But this time, we see them as teenagers or even adults.
Right. Think about the possibilities. What if we saw Arnold trying to figure out social media? Or online dating?
Oh my gosh! That'd be hilarious! Or Helga trying to, tell him how she feels using emojis.
I know. See? There are so many possibilities. And it shows you how much people still love the show.
Totally.
Because even after all this time, we still want to hang out with these characters and see what they're up to.
You know, it really makes you think.
What's that?
What is it about Hey Arnold that people still connect with so much? Even now, years later. What do you think?
That's a really good question. I think part of it is that the ideas in the show are timeless.
Yeah.
It was made a while ago, but deep down it's about things we all go through no matter what.
Yeah, it doesn't matter when you grew up, the stuff in Hey Arnold kind of sticks with you.
Totally. The clothes might be a little outdated and the technology is, ancient compared to what we have now.
Yeah.
But those big feelings like being anxious or unsure of yourself or the pure joy of having good friends, we all get that.
So true.
No matter what year it is.
Yeah. And Hey Arnold really nailed those feelings,
They did. Think about Arnold.
Yeah.
He's always so optimistic, even when things are tough.
Right.
We could all use a little bit of that, don't you think?
Totally. And then there's Helga trying to figure out how to, play it cool when she's got a crush on Arnold. I mean, you had to have a Helga moment in school, right?
Oh, totally. I think we've all been there. And that's why Hey Arnold is such a classic.
What do you mean?
It reminds you that you're not the only one who feels that way.
Oh.
We've all been that awkward kid just trying to figure things out.
It's actually kind of nice when you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Knowing that everyone feels those things, even if we didn't have, smartphones back then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, what would Hey Arnold be like now? How would it be different in a world with all this technology and being connected all the time?
I would love to see that. Would Arnold be big on social media?
I know.
Spreading that positivity everywhere?
Totally.
Would Helga be, sending him secret messages with heart emojis?
Right. I mean, the possibilities are huge. But I gotta say,
what?
Even with all that new stuff, I think Hey Arnold would still feel the same at its core.
Yeah.
It's those relatable characters, those heartwarming stories, those timeless themes. That's what makes it so special.
It's crazy how a show that started with such a simple idea, like a kid with a football head. Yeah.
It becomes something so much bigger.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Hey Arnold proves that animation can tell powerful stories.
Yeah.
It can explore tough topics and big feelings in a way that's funny, heartfelt, and just really genuine.
So whether you want to relive those Hey Arnold memories, or you're just curious about what all the fuss is about,
yeah,
I say check it out. You might be surprised how much heart this show really has.
Totally. And hey, maybe it'll even make you think about your own experiences growing up.
Yeah.
After all, it's those shared experiences that make life and great stories so meaningful, right?
Absolutely. And on that note, we'll leave you with this. What would your modern day Hey Arnold look like?
I love it.
What kind of adventures would the characters have? And how would they handle our crazy world? Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep.